Another movie I had to watch, which I feel like I watch at least once a year. Um, Ghostbusters. It's that time of the year to begin with. It's October. It's like spook season. It's all that stuff. But it's just a classic movie, and I actually just love that movie. It's probably one of my favorites. Like that was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Like I liked it. I think part of it is the concept and the story's good. The I love the comedic aspect and the comedy through the movie and the cast that make the movie for sure. And it's just a movie I've always liked. I have to admit though, the second one, I don't know the last time I watched that one. That one would be a while ago. Isn't bad. It's just as a kid, it scared the living shit out of me, and I do not know why. I don't know why the second one scared me, and the first one did not. I think it was because in the movie, the villain in that one, spoiler alert if you haven't seen a movie that's 40 years old, is a guy that's basically in a painting, a ghost, and he's trying to reclaim the world and rule or some shit. And he's basically trying to possess and be a newborn in this in um, Dana's baby from Ghostbusters. She's back. She has a kid, and I think part of it was I don't know. The painting creeped me out as a kid because I watched the movie itself fairly young. But then not only that, I think just the idea of it when I was a kid, not fully understanding it either, I was like, nah, like babies, possession, what the fuck's going on? This baby's about to get hurt. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's more on the line for some reason. Where, like, in the first one, it's like, cool, like, demon dogs and creepy lady, but there's a marshmallow man into the world, whatever. I don't know. I feel like the child thing like threw me off because I was a kid and I was like, fuck this. But there for a long time, I didn't have the greatest relationship with horror movies and um, not even just horror movies, but like thrillers, into the world shit, like apocalyptic movies. They fucked me up a long time. It caused me to basically have like a panic attack and anxiety attack from those movies. So I had to a lot of times leave and not watch them. And I think part of the reason for those and the reason that happened was because it like put the fear of death in me. Like I was scared of dying as a kid. I had like an irrational fear of death. Which I don't know why. Like not like when I went out and did stuff, but like movies fucked me up more because they made me think. So like War of the Worlds as a kid freaked me out because it's like, what if there are aliens? Like one, that's a topic in itself, but to me I was like, what if there are aliens? What if aliens did just all of a sudden show up and then they come and kill everyone? And I was like, that could happen anytime. Or I don't know, like a some zombie apocalypse movies. Those ones never really got me because I was like, those aren't necessarily super realistic. Like the alien thing to me, I was like, that one could happen. Like, not guaranteed, obviously, but like zombie apocalypse, very more unrealistic and fantasy. Where it's like the alien thing, yeah, you never know. Like there's so many possibilities, but between that and then I'm trying to think like some zombie movies did mess me up, but like I don't know, there's just like some movies as a kid that freaked me out because it made me contemplate life. Like 2012 scared the living fuck out of me because the idea of just the world ending to me and everyone dying was I don't know, it just freaked me the fuck out. I couldn't watch a lot of horror movies. I did watch like saying that I did watch like Friday on Elm Street. Or what? What the fuck? Um, Nightmare on Elm Street. I just combined Friday the 13th and I watched that fairly young, but I don't know. I feel like that one didn't. I didn't like it. It scared me, but it was. I think it's because there was still that bit where I was like, this is just a movie. And I think the main reason being was because you could see the age and the production of the movie itself. I think that as a kid actually helped me rationalize that it was fake. Where it's like if there was a newer movie that came out with certain stuff, it messed with me more. If there's something that was like worse quality, worse like effects, like all this stuff, it wouldn't mess with me quite as much. But there was some movies I know I physically had panic attacks pretty much, and just like I didn't tell anybody, but I like couldn't watch the movie. Like I remember leaving the room for certain movies and doing something else because I was like I can't watch this shit. Freaks me the fuck out, and I gotta go like watch something to like cheer me up and like revitalize me, because there was just some things as a kid that really fucked me up that out like a lot of people didn't realize. Like there was I went through a phase for a long time. This was actually later, where I had like a fear of dying, of like developing some disease and just like dropping dead. Like I remember one time I probably was, oh man, I wasn't like super young. I was in middle school. I'm going to say maybe 7th grade. So that'd be 13? No. No. No, not 13. 14, 12. 12 for me, I think. Because I was one of the youngest people in my class. I might have been 12. Don't quote me on that one. But I remember I got like a fever. I freaked the fuck out. Like, I was at home by myself taking my temperature like every 25 minutes and done this. And I think part of it was because I had watched a movie fairly recently where I basically learned that fevers can be fatal. Like, even though the fever isn't what kills you, it's the virus. The fever is your body trying to fight the virus. But at the time, like, that made me think, like, oh God, like, fevers can be deadly. I can die from a fever. I have a fever. What if I die? And so I was like checking my temperature all the time. I remember when it got kind of high and it wasn't even necessarily that bad, I like took a cold shower to bring my temperature down. I did all sorts of shit because it scared the living hell out of me for some reason. Like I think I was kind of scared at the time to basically be home alone when I was sick, because I was like, what if I gotta go to the hospital and I can't get there? Like I was like, oh, I'm fucked. Like I'm gonna die. Like I really don't know where that came from. Me personally, I really don't know what gave me that sense of dread at such a young age for a while. I was able to grow out of it, but it was just like there for a minute. Like it was not fun, like looking back at it. And I really don't know what caused it, but I think it was just me. I think part of it was just me at a young age, even just understanding morality a little bit. And I was like, oh shit, like people can die. And I was like, I can die. Like, wait, what? And so it threw me off. Like, I think part of it might have actually been my great grandmother's death. I think it kind of rattled me because it was the first person that I knew to ever pass away. And luckily that's like one of the main only. All right, real quick, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. Make sure to hit that bell icon so you're reminded when new posts are out, and I will see you guys all later. Now let's get back into the podcast. It's like I might have like war movies, whatever, but like it really made me think about it, because I was like, I can die, my family can die. I know this sucks as a topic, but I'm just talking about my childhood. But it really made me understand, like, oh shit, like that's not joke. That's real life. Like people pass away every day, and it like I think that just set something in me where it kind of made me realize that life is very scarce when you think about it. When it comes to morality and your own life and existence, it like really made me think, and I was like, oh shit, if I get a fever, I'm dead. I don't know. So it did mess me up, but I'm fine now. I like horror movies every now and again. It's fun. It's not always the greatest because then it does make you think about some shit. But it's like you get older, you're like, it's a movie. Like, I try not to let my mind play tricks on me anymore like it used to. That's for damn sure. I try to not be irrational and have irrational fears. And I think it's because I had those as a kid that now, as I got older, I was just like, like there's a time and place to actually be fearful over shit, and most of the time, that's not the time nor the place, and it just so I kind of just worked through it mentally, and I don't know, maybe there's someone out here that's could possibly listen to this or find this eventually. It's like they know what I'm talking about and have dealt with something like that before, but it was just very weird when I was young. I was not a fan. I was not a fan by any means.